What's going on, everybody? The Oniland rerun event just got announced today that it'll be coming to us on Friday. And not only does that bring back the really good welfare shooting caster, it also brings a raid event, which is going to be really good to farm. And today I want to just give like a quick summary and overview, and even some possible team comps you can use for that raid event. But one thing to note first is you gotta clear Lost Belt 2 to even do this event, so if you haven't done so already, try to power through and get through Lost Belt 2 because this is a really good event to both farm and your last chance to get shooting welfare. So the actual raid will unlock like the second week of the event. There's going to be 3 different nodes. There's going to be 800,000 health, 1.2 million health, and a 2.5 million health. And that's a lot of HP, but luckily the event craft essences that you get from farming the ladder and the shop will assist you greatly. There's going to be an arts one, and even not maximum broken, they still give a 100% base damage bonus. There's a quick one, as well as a buster one. So you notice how it says plus 100 to 500% extra damage. To increase that, you actually need to farm the event early, so it's important not to slack off. And as part of the point ladder, as you see here, for example, at 350,000, you get plus 40% damage on the event craft essence, so it jumps from 100 to 140% once you get 350,000 points. 450,000, you get another 40%, and all the way up to a plus 400%, so 400% plus the 100% based on C, that's 500% bonus damage. So it's really important not to slack off on the event early on during the first week and just think, oh, I'm going to farm the raid later. You want to farm pretty much, I'd say, as much as you can with your AP during the first week, so you get the bonus damage as soon as possible, so that will help you during the raid part of the event. And for the raid part of the event, it has a chance to drop the 3 craft essence, but the main reason is these eggs, soaps, bullets, and steaks, and they drop at a pretty good drop rate. I did some research and I couldn't find a good spreadsheet from JP stats yet, but from what I'm seeing in different various community posts on like Game Press in the community section, they're pretty much the same as last year's Oniland, where except gallstones you can think of as eggs, soap same, bullets, and then steaks. So the bronze were about 70% drop. Soaps are still around 35%. And eggs was sitting at around 15-16%. So that in mind, it's a really good event and raid to just go really hard in to get some of these materials, because the materials are going to be pretty hard to come by, especially eggs. These generally aren't in lottos, so I know a lot of people are going to be going really hard to farm this, and it's a good idea in my opinion. And as I said earlier, the raid boss has 2.5 million health, but with the event seeds and the bonus you get from the point ladder, it'll help you out a ton when clearing it. And while you're farming the raid, if you're not able to clear the highest node yet, you can sort of farm out the lower ones to try to get more points, so that you get the extra damage from the point ladder quicker, and that'll help you farm the raid. So don't be afraid to sort of drop down to a lower node if you're not able to easily farm the higher nodes first, so that you unlock more of the bonus damage that's in the actual point ladder, because they do drop points from the raid bosses. So that's a thing to note. Don't think you have to farm the 2.5 million HP one. If you can, great. If not, you can drop down to the lower one, and even the drop rates are still pretty solid. Like the gold one's still going to be around 15%. Soap drops about half, but the bronze ones are still going to be sitting around 50%. So even if you're struggling farming the 2.5 million, drop to like the 1.2 million, you're still going to get a lot of good materials, and it's still going to be worth the apples and possibly even rainbow quartz you use. Okay, so some of the team comps. I did some research looking at various guides and videos, and one that I saw is really popular is a Merlin, Shooting Caster, and Waver. Of course, Shooting Caster is the welfare from the event, and as a bonus from the event, she does get a permanent 50% starting charge. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. So as you can see, start a battle, including the raids, she gets a 50% MP gauge at the start. So that's really nice. And with Merlin, Waver, and her, with the Buster Event C, should be able to one turn the 2.5 million once you get the highest damage from the point ladder. I know last year a composition I used was Double Scotty and Ryder Kentucky. Should work for this one still too. Sort of a more welfare version of that. If you don't have Ryder Kentucky, you can do Double Scotty, Ushi, and then plug suit in another support such as Wu, Santa Altera, just something else to boost Ushi's damage a bit. Another composition I saw that was used is if you have a Waver Scotty and then a decently strong Enkidu. Enkidu really strong MP after his recent MP buff or interlude, so he's gonna sort of nuke through it, and the boss is a berserker, so easy damage. Another comp that I sort of just thought of was Waver, Saber Hokusai, Tamamo or Caster Gill, one of those two, like as art support, and then plug student in somebody else who can give at least 30% charge. Hokusai Saber does a ton of damage, and Caster Gill and Tamamo will give her some good supports, art support, so that might be worth a shot. If you don't have a Tamamo, or like really don't have even a Waver, you can try Hokusai Saber, Helena, and then bringing all along a support Waver with the recent Tropical Summer Mystic code. That one probably won't be able to do the 2.5 million, and you'll be stuck at the 1.2 million, but that one's more free to play friendly and newer friendly than other comps. And a sort of another one, if you wanted to stay at the 1.2 million node and can't farm the 2.5 million, is your own Merlin or Waver, one of those two. So it would be Merlin, Waver, and then a Bedivere. There are some comps where you can do a double Merlin, Waver, and Bedivere. Even that one's still not a clean kill at the 2.5 million. So it's gonna be struggling. So I would recommend, if you're really struggling to find a team, and this one, stick at something consistent one turn. This one might be solid to stick at the 1.2 million node. Other servants that are pretty good here is Rama, because of his NP and he deals extra damage. Search him up. So he could be a solid replacement, but I think demonic. And yep, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Just give a quick overview and summary of the raid event and why it is going to be really good to farm, as well as some team compositions you could try out. There's going to be a ton of different teams you can use, and I just sort of gave you some that you can sort of either use or like use as a baseline to like sort of make your own team, since the boss is a berserker and you get essentially a 500% damage bonus. There's a lot of things you can do for this raid event. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Later.